what's up, my little Tattle Tells? Listen, let's get into some Real Housewives of Potomac news. Ashley is literally on the internet right now doing an Ashley Darby on everyone. And if y'all believe this mess about Michael living with her and all this other stuff, I got a bridge in Brooklyn I want to sell y'all. First of all, let's get into Ashley's interview. I'm going to play you the audio. This is from the Jasmine brand. I'm going to play you guys the audio, and then we are going to get into decoding all her BS. Because listen, my sources and multiple sources are right, and I'm going to let y'all put y'all down the game. I know Ashley literally is having a word salad and running a game on everybody. Michael still lives at home. Girl, just because you got his old balled up tennis stocks and some Nikes that he don't wear anymore, don't mean he live at home. Y'all, let's get into that. Also, don't forget, I'm covering the Blac Chyna trial, and I'll be covering the Blac Chyna Rhop trial. We'll also be getting into the Johnny Depp trial. And of course, you know your attorney, legal eagle, Jess Jonda, is coming back to the show to talk about the Nene trial. And girl, it's gonna be good. All right, you guys, let's get into this. First, here's Ashley and her BS. I know. Just try to swallow reality and listen for what she's saying. And then we go and rip it apart after the jump. Okay, let's go.
How are you and the kids doing? How are y'all doing?
Well, I'm great. My kids are pretty young. My son is 2. My other son is 1. So they don't really have an awareness. And Michael and I are still living together. We're still under the same roof, so no difference for them.
And the latest information for those who don't know, you announced fairly recently that
we are separated after almost 8 years of marriage. Michael and I are separating.
How? The question is, this is what comes up a lot of times when you're doing reality TV.
Yeah.
Is
any of this going to be on the show?
Well, yes, and it does limit a lot of what I can
Right.
disclose here. They're documenting, and all of that is unfolding.
Right.
Ashley, you're very active on social media, and I'm sure you saw some of the reaction and comments on your page, various blogs. What do you make of the public reaction since you put it out? I know ultimately it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But how are you taking it all in?
Honestly, I'm not really taking it in because even though I'm a public figure and I put so much of myself out there for public consumption, ultimately, especially now that I have kids, what is most important is their well-being and my well-being. So I appreciate the support that I'm getting, and that's really nice, and that's really all I can ask for.
Let me ask you if you can share, obviously because you're on reality TV, a lot has been shared of your marriage, you and Michael sharing it yourselves. There were suspicions and reasons why people thought perhaps this was coming or perhaps inevitable. Was that really the case? Did you feel like it was inevitable, or did you all kind of decide recently this is what we have to do?
It is more of a recent thing. My marriage has been through quite a lot. I've been open about that on the show. We've had issues with infidelity that we've overcome. So it's nothing of that nature. It will definitely be, I think it's a little bit of a cause for pause for people, and that's why they'll want to see the show, because I do give more of an insight as to how and why we got to this place. And it's not for the reasons that a lot of people think.
Okay. Wow. We wish you well, and we appreciate you being so open, not just here, but also on the show. So.
Thank you.
I know you take it better than most as far as
Right.
putting your life out there, but at
Very
the end of the day,
strong.
divorce is never easy.
It's not, but we are still co-parenting, and that I think is what really keeps us sane, is that we have to be civil. We can't really argue or fight or anything like that in front of the children, so that keeps everyone's temperament in check.
Good.
All right.
Good.
Okay.
Okay, where do we start? Ashley, girl, stop it. Let me tell y'all something about Ashley. Ashley, just because Michael, first of all, Michael owns that building. That is still his mailing address. That is still his place of residence. He owns the building. Fine. Second of all, Michael has not lived there for a while. He lives in another place. Just because you have a few old shirts from Target that he don't want anymore, some balled up socks, and some run over Nikes, right? Doesn't mean that he lives there. This is why every scene when Dean would come running to the corner, who is that? He would see Michael and be like, who this man, mommy? Father time, leprosy, ew, no, yuck. This is why there was so much awkward tension. This is also why Ashley's nanny and Michael, and why Ashley wasn't worried about having a beautiful nanny in her house, because guess what? Michael don't live there anymore. Again, Michael owns the building. That is his place of residence. Ashley, my sources are saying, we're doing whatever she could to hold on to that marriage. So Michael wanted to come and rest his head and spend the night. Michael was invited to come and rest his head and spend the night. However, that is not where he stays. It's just where some old clothes are. And it's also where he gets his letters of legal residency mailed to. Probably still his IRS. Let's not forget, that's Michael's building. Michael is not a generous man. We know by those Ashley Stewart. No, that Ashley's not big enough for her. No, we know by those, what are Target? We know by the Rainbow. We know by all those Deb boutiques that Ashley 100% does not have access to Michael's money. Michael's a cheap man. He would, of course, let Ashley stay there. He'd go stay at something more luxurious, and Ashley basically is getting free housing. However, with Michael being so cheap, is she getting free housing? Is he making her pay the mortgage? And Ashley seems like she would be dumb enough to actually do that. Now, why is Ashley doing this, you would ask? Because Ashley's beautiful. Ashley's talented. Shut up, mean people. Stop talking about her TikToks. As one rhythmless person to another, I see Ashley. We are twins, right? Let me tell you something. Why would Ashley be holding on? She's young. She's beautiful. She got 2 adorable kids. She's on a TV show. She's talented, right? Shut up, y'all. We not talk about coffee and cream. The auto-tune wasn't working that day. So what happens? Ashley is enamored with Michael. Forget the fact that Michael kind of looks like her daddy, weird daddy issues, but she is 100% enamored with Michael. It wasn't the money, because she didn't really have access to the money, y'all. Somebody, listen, having access to a multi-millionaire's money don't look like the way Ashley's life is. Everything with Ashley, even the way that Ashley literally did her own blowouts and only got glam whenever the Real Housewives of Potomac season was coming on. He didn't have her in a very luxurious lifestyle. That little 2-bedroom apartment, not luxurious, right? However, she was enamored with being Mrs. Michael Darby. She was enamored with being Mrs. Michael Darby, even when she was say yes to the dress. Come on, yes, I'm marrying Michael Darby. I'm doing this. She wanted everything that had to do with Michael. So what does that tell you? She's in love with his power. She's in love with his pull. She's in love with the fact that in a yucky way, maybe that he looks a little bit like her daddy. I know, weird, but whatever. And she has 2 kids by him. And I'm sure that there's nothing more that Ashley wants than to make things work with the father of her children, who wouldn't want that. However, on the interview, Ashley said the reason that they broke up is something nobody's going to guess. My sources are saying that what nobody can guess is they had a very, very big difference in how they raised the children. Michael is from when dinosaurs ruled the earth, and perhaps we're into being like stern, not giving a lot of love, I don't want to say not giving a lot of love, because of course Michael loves his kids, but Michael believes in that old school version of conditional love. If you please me, if you do right, if you behave well, then I will show you love. But if you displease me, I will not. It seems like the bulk of their issue really is the vision of the way they raised their children. And even though Ashley ran up after Michael, let her insult her mom, kick her mom out, talk to her like she was trash, embarrass her, cheat on her, talk to her like she was stupid, it seems like Ashley drew a line with the children. She expects Michael 100% to give the love to her children in the way she wanted. She'll take it for herself, but when it comes to her children, you know Ashley doesn't play. This is what my sources are telling me. Ashley might come out with a new excuse. I do want to say that Ashley usually has a different story and a different excuse at all times. Now, the final thing I do want to say, right? Because it's tragic, and I do hope they can work things out. I do hope that Michael stops being a cranky old leprosy conundrum and comes to his senses. I mean, honestly, Michael, didn't you read sci-fi? Clearly, if you drink the blood of someone young and youthful, you can regain your youth. Just start tapping Ashley at night and I don't know, drinking something, right? But also, all jokes aside, if this is true, and it's not, my sources are saying, but let's just say suspend belief and it is true, isn't Ashley doing right now the same exact thing she accused Rhop and Juan of doing? Living in the same house, not being married, will they or will they not? Finally, before I forget, the one reason Ashley is also going on with this lie is because she admits that Michael's been out the house for a while, then it makes every storyline she had last season completely fake. That can't happen. that can't happen. So now she's concocted a new thing. Oh, no, he still lives there, but we're getting divorced. Girl, Ashley, you ain't got a lie to kick it, but apparently you might think you do. All right, you guys, my little Tattle Tells. I'll talk to you guys later. Don't forget, I will be reviewing The Real Housewives of Potomac, and turn your notifications on because I'm gonna have a couple stories dropping today. Talk to you later. Bye.